Hello and thank you for watching this Furniture Command Center video. Today we're going to be talking about the Customer Projects functionality. This is a really useful feature that can be used to keep track of large projects, especially multi-tier efforts that you might have with a particular customer. And it also has functionality called the Customer Portal, which is a very unique way of engaging your customer and really bringing them into the project and engaging them in a unique way for them to see real-time data from FCC without having to have an FCC account. So today let's jump right into it. To create a new project, go under Customer Projects. This is a list of all the projects you have access to, and of course I haven't created one yet, so it's blank right now. I'll go ahead and click on the Create New Project. You can name this project whatever you would like. In addition, you can give it a project ID. If you have multiple projects that are similar, a project ID is an easier way to keep track of which is which. And then also you want to restrict this down to a sales group and pick a primary customer. You can add additional quotes and orders from other customers as well, but the first primary customer is useful for determining visibility and access and permissions. So I'm going to create a new project. Now I have a brand new project here. I have my project details in the left-hand corner on this side over here. I have a series of icons at the top, and then I have the customer portal configuration also on the right-hand side. Down here below is a list of all the quotes and orders that are involved in this project, and then a separate tab to keep track of tracking, reminders, and follow-ups that need to happen on a project level. So to add new quotes to this project, it's very simple. You can click on this icon and it will create a brand new quote and associate it with this project right away. More likely, you probably have existing quotes or orders that you want to associate with this project, and that is this icon right here. Clicking on this icon will let you select, either multi-select or individually select, any number of projects in the past, both in the quote and order status, that you'd like to include in this project. In this case, I'll select the first two and click on the Add Selected Items to Project. Another thing to note, all of the quotes and orders at the bottom half of the screen are from this existing primary customer. But if you want to add a quote or an order from another customer, just simply search for it up here at the top. You'll use the autocomplete and you can select any customer, and it'll tell you clearly if it is a different customer, and you can add it directly into this project, even if it's not from the same primary customer. Now that I've added two at the bottom, I can see some summary information down here. This includes the two orders that I've added, some of the high-level information, and a couple of items that will let me go directly to them, either to edit this particular quote or order, go to the dashboard since it's already in order, or delete this from the project. This won't delete the actual quote or order itself, just remove it from this project. Now at any time I can go under the Tracking/Reminders tab and add for myself reminders. We can see right now that it looks very similar to the home page calendar that you have, but I don't have any reminders. So let's go add one. I'm going to click on this icon right here. I'll say I want to follow up with customer. I'll set an action date of tomorrow. And then I could put in a completed date if I wanted to, or description, but this is plenty for now. I'm going to add the reminder, and I'll see now that I have it on my calendar in this view. It'll also go to my front page calendar, and if I have integrated with a third-party calendar like Google or Office 360, it'll also go to that calendar as well. This is a really interesting way of keeping on top of your project with project-specific reminders. There's a couple of reports you can share with your customer, both with and without expanded details. I'll show you both options. Here's the first one. This option doesn't have any costing information. This is a very simple view. Just some of the subtotals here as well. And then the second option, by clicking on this second icon right here, we'll have more detailed information, including the cost and sell. Now, one interesting thing you can do with any project is you can share it with one of your customers. That's under this section here for the customer portal. You can see by default they're all not publicly available, but you can change that by clicking yes and updating the project information. Now we have a couple of things. We have a URL followed by a customer ID and a PIN number. So for external people to be able to access this project, you'll have to share this data with them. They won't have to create a Furniture Command Center account. They'll just have to know what the customer ID and the PIN number is, and that is all that they will need. We've made it a little bit easier by clicking on this email icon. You can click, and this will show you all of the POCs available for this customer and package it all up in a very simple and easy to use email that will have both the URL that they need to go to and the customer identifier and PIN number. That makes it easy to send them all the details they need at once. Now let's see the view that the customer will have if they come into that customer portal. Now here I've followed the link to the customer portal, and I'm going to cut and paste my customer identifier along with my PIN number. And I'll click log in. Now of course they only see the cell information. Here in this case we'll see some project summary information at the top, the dealership contact information, as well as any specific individuals they were interacting with. Here they can drill down into either one of these orders to see any of the cell specific information. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to drill directly in. And they can again see all the cell information in real time by clicking on this view. I'm going to go back to the summary, because one interesting thing they can also do is they can do comments or annotations on a project. So I'll click on this button right here. It will remember their name and their email each time they come back in, so they'll only have to put it in one time. I'm going to click on the Add Comment button. Now you'll get a notification right away whenever someone does take this step, but they'll be able to see their comment in here. Now I'm going to flash back over to your view, and I'll refresh this page. Now we can see the comment that they've put in. You can of course respond back to it if you'd like. You can add your own comments and responses in line, and all of it is kept track in one place. So that's an interesting and a unique way to engage your customer so that they can see real-time information on any of the projects or any of the orders or quotes that you've shared with them, and it all stays in one spot. At any time you can add or remove any quotes and orders to this project, so that way you can keep on top of multiple phases or efforts over time, and it can all be located in one spot. When a quote or an order is put into a project, you also have a special icon throughout the rest of the system. I'm going to go into this particular order here, and we'll see that I have a special icon here to indicate that this is part of an existing project. I can click on this icon and go directly into the project. In addition, if I'm looking at just this particular customer and go to their quotes and orders, I'll see another special icon here as well. Again, the exact same concept. You can click on this icon and it'll take you directly back into the project. Well, the customer projects is an interesting way of grouping different items together into one sort of engagement. That way you can put your own reminders and follow-ups at a project level, or if you choose to, you can share it through the customer portal functionality directly with your customer. If you have any questions or comments about this functionality, of course we'd be happy to hear from you and show you some of the more details and ins and outs of the system at any time. Thanks for watching this video.